Hi guys, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to assemble my lace berry baskets. I've always been fascinated by how someone took an everyday item like the berry basket and turned them into these beautiful ceramic home accent pieces that we all know. Just such a clever design. So these lace berry baskets are my version of the classic berry basket. They're an affordable way to create something special for your home or event, and they can even be made in whatever colors you need. Maybe blue for a baby boy's baby shower or pink for a princess party. And I love them in a neutral cream because they would work for anything from, of course, Easter to maybe a garden party or a gathering for a spring brunch. I'm a graphic designer, so to me there's something special about taking a simple everyday form and giving it a new life through design. So I'm really happy with how these turned out from the images I had in my head originally. This set includes a template for a regular berry basket, just as you see here, and then you also get 2 lace edgings for the basket. Okay, now let's start by looking at what you'll see in your download. If you're already familiar with my other designs, you may want to skip ahead to the assembly section. I'll include the timestamp on screen, and you can also find the full chapter breakdown in the pinned comment below. So when you open up the main folder that you've downloaded, you'll find 2 more folders labeled like this. For those of you who are using a Cricut machine, if you have a scoring tool attachment for your machine, you'll want to use the SVG file in this folder labeled Yes Scoring Tool. And if you do not have a scoring tool and you're just using your blade, you'll be using the SVG file in this folder labeled No Scoring Tool. If you open the SVG file in the Yes Scoring Tool folder, you will see these parts of the basket. And here's the important part if you're a beginner Cricut user. The dashed fold lines you see here will need to be changed from Basic Cut to Score in the Operations menu of Design Space. And this will tell your machine to score those fold lines, otherwise they will be cut as solid cut lines. I do have a full video that goes into more detail about fold lines that I'll link below, and if you're new to the Cricut machine, I encourage you to watch it because it'll walk you through how to prepare your file if you're using a scoring tool. And if you do not have a scoring tool or you choose not to use your scoring tool, you'll be using the SVG file in the No Scoring Tool folder. And if you open up that file, it'll look like this. Some of the colors are different between the Yes Scoring Tool file and the No Scoring Tool file, but the shapes are exactly the same. For this file, there's nothing you have to do to the fold lines. They will be cut as dashed cut lines as you see here. However, for both files, the Yes Scoring Tool and the No Scoring Tool file, you have to remember to use the attach function to attach your fold lines to the main shape. Otherwise, when you go to click Make, you're going to see that your shape that you're trying to cut out is missing the fold lines. And actually, the fold lines are not missing. They're just being sent to a different cutting mat because you didn't attach them to the shape first. So if you're not familiar with the attach function, I highly recommend you do some quick research on it. There's a lot of great information on it, a lot of blog posts, and once you learn how it works, your Cricut use will instantly become much easier. For this project, I actually prefer using the No Scoring Tool file even though I have a scoring tool. The Kraft Cardstock I used for this project is pretty thick, which I love. I really love this paper, but I find that my scoring tool just doesn't create a deep enough score line. It may very well just be my scoring stylus. You may have a different experience with yours, but I do prefer the dashed cut fold lines for this project. One thing I want to mention is you may run into some issues cutting the lace design because of how intricate the cuts are. Have a look at this blue paper. I had my setting on intricate cuts, which makes a double pass, but I'm not happy with how these cuts are because you can see the edges are quite frayed. And that is because this paper is more fibrous. Now compare this to my cream color paper. You can see the cuts are much cleaner. So just be aware that paper type does make a difference. It doesn't completely ruin the project. You can see my blue lace turned out perfectly fine, but with the more fibrous paper you can end up with more tearing with the intricate cuts. And the second thing is it's important to make sure that the adhesive on your mat is fresh and strong. Otherwise, some of these little pieces can lift off as you're cutting and they get caught under your blade, and then you end up with this issue. You can see here where the cuts didn't go through the paper because I had a piece of paper stuck under my blade. Now, if I was paying better attention, I would have caught this and been able to pause my machine, but this can also be prevented if you have a nice and sticky cutting mat. And the other thing is, even with a double pass, you can see some of my cuts didn't go all the way through, so you can play around with the pressure setting on your machine to fix this. I didn't bother with it very much. I just took my X-Acto knife and then just went through and weeded the pieces out. It's not that hard to do. So I just wanted to mention those things in case you run into them. Now let's start with the assembly. Here are the cutouts for the basket. As I mentioned, I'm using Kraft Cardstock for this project, which I'll link below. And I really love this paper. It's thick and it's sturdy and it's just perfect for this box project. It does come in a pretty big pack. I think it's a pack of 100 sheets, but you can do all kinds of projects with this paper, so I think it's worth having extra lying around. To make one basket, you'll need these two pieces. And then over here are the lace pieces. For each basket, you'll need 4 lace cutouts. And you can see the 2 different lace designs here. For our basket today, we are going to be using this set right here. And for materials, you'll need double-sided tape as well as glue for this one. Theoretically, you could get away with just using double-sided tape, but I find the tape I get on Amazon just doesn't have as much hold as it used to, so I'm using glue in places that will ensure that your basket doesn't come apart, and I'll link to these below. Now to begin, lay out your 2 box pieces like this, and notice my tabs are facing right. The first step is to make our folds. So these 2 folds will fold away from you, or mountain folds, because the fold becomes a mountain. And this fold here is also a mountain fold. Then over here, this one is also a mountain fold. And so is this one. Now this one you fold towards you, or a valley fold, because the fold becomes a valley. And the same with this one. Then when you open this up, this little tab is also a valley fold towards you. And same with this one. And the last fold is this center one, and this one also folds down. Then with the second cutout, it's the same folds. These 2 fold down. And this time we'll do this center one, which also folds down. And this side tab as well. And the folds in this top part are also just like the first piece. Now let's put this together. First, we're going to place double-sided tape in the places that we're going to need it. So I'm cutting a piece about 1.5 inches long, and this roll of tape is 3/8 of an inch wide. You may need to cut yours down if you have the wider roll. Anything under 1/2 inch wide will work here. And the first piece will go here, close to the edge and nudged up closer to the fold line. Second piece will go here, and then a third piece here. And then we're going to place a 4th piece on this tab right here. And now the last piece of tape is going to go on the second cutout, so let's bring that back. We're going to place it right here on this side tab. And that's all the tape you'll need for this project. Next, we're going to attach these 2 cutouts together. I like to use an X-Acto knife to remove the tape liners, so first take the liner off of this piece right here. Then take this cutout, and you want to make sure all your fold lines match up. These bottom fold lines and these top fold lines need to match. Then place the edge of this top cutout right along the fold of the bottom tab. And all while keeping an eye on those top and bottom fold lines to keep them together. And once you have a good alignment, press down. Now we have our complete box template. The next tape liner we're going to remove is this one here. Then you pull this part in, and this fold line is going to sit right up against the edge of this bottom part, like this. Then press the tab down on your tape. And you just need to repeat this with the next two tape pieces. Now we have a nice square bottom. And next we're going to close off the side of the box. So just tuck this tab in if yours is sticking out like mine. Then remove that tape liner. And then bring those sides together, matching edge to fold line. Next we'll finish off the top of our box. And these open sides are going to come together like this. So I've got my glue here, and since we'll only be needing a tiny bit, I'm going to just reach in with a small paintbrush to retrieve a small amount of glue. Then cover this little tab with your glue. And then you just tuck it underneath this top panel and bring that top panel down. And the edge of the top panel should align with the fold of that tab. You may have to wipe away some excess glue. This will want to come apart, so you'll need to hold this together for a bit so the glue has a chance to bond. And once the glue sets, you can release and repeat with the other three corners. And just keep going back and checking your corners as you're working in case any of them come apart. You may have to pull them back together. And there is our complete berry basket. Now let me show you how to add the lace. Here are the two lace designs included with the basket. You'll need 4 pieces for each box, so for our box today I'm going to attach this lace style. So first step is we make our folds. This large fold is going to fold downwards, and this little tab also folds downwards. And repeat with the other 3 pieces. Then your lace is just going to pop over the edge of your box like this. And you'll have this little side tab here as well as this larger tab on the inside. And now if you bring in the second lace piece and perch it on top, you'll see that that little tab is how we're going to attach them together. So you're going to cover this tab with glue. And when you bring in your second piece, make sure this fold is sitting snugly on top of your box. Then attach the second lace piece. And you'll need to hold this corner until the glue sets. And once the glue sets, you should have a nice clean joint. And now repeat with the other corners. And just like with the box, go back and check on the other corners as you're working to make sure they haven't come apart. And with this last corner, you're going to have to reach in a bit to get your glue onto that tab. Before we move on to our last step, I just want to show you an option here. At this stage, you can actually remove this whole lace cover piece. You may have to take an X-Acto knife and go into the corners to cut into any glue that may have seeped out. But once you do that, you can remove this whole piece. And this is a good option if you think you'll be reusing these for multiple purposes. For example, maybe after Easter, you know you have a baby shower for a baby boy coming up, so here's a basket with blue lace that can be swapped in and out. Just an option to consider. But if you want to attach the lace on permanently, then in the last step, we're just going to glue these panels down. And it's as simple as it sounds. Just cover this inner part in glue and then press down. And then repeat on the other 3 sides. And our basket is done. For my baskets, I found these brown paper shreds on Amazon, which I've linked below. It comes in this vacuum packed bag, but it fluffs up quite nicely. You just have to pull on it a bit. And then just grab a handful and fill your basket with it. I really like that it's a neutral color, so it'll work beyond Easter. And then you can fill the top with treats and eggs. And that's it, guys. Thanks so much for following along. I hope you enjoy this one.